What's good, y'all? Welcome to another week with me. Tarot Energy Forecast with Tatianna Tarot. I'm excited to jump into this week and just see how Spirit is going to fill in the blanks and let us know how this month is going to be. If you guys are new, welcome to my channel. Come on in, sit down, get cozy. And for those that have been rocking with me for a minute, what's good? I appreciate y'all so much. You always show me so much love in the comments. I'm always excited to dish out some more information and give you whatever it is that Spirit wants y'all to know for this week. And so this is going to be an energetic reading using tarot and oracle cards for the week of Monday, March 6th, all the way to Sunday, March 12th. You know, a lot of astrologers have been saying that this month is a very monumental month, to say the least, in terms of all of the transits that are supposed to occur this month and the impacts it will have on our lives individually and collectively. It is quite the month of great transformation, lots of high-end rewards, lots of blessings and opportunities, and massive shifts that we are now going to be experiencing in our lives. So it'll be interesting to see what Spirit has to say about this coming week. You know, processing the other videos that I've made, they've kind of been alluding to some major shift happening in March. We have Aries season later down the line. Another week or two, Aries season will start. And a lot of people consider that as the astrological new year. Aries being the first sign in the zodiac bunch, the Bbys, the full card, so to speak. It is new energy, a new chapter, a new era, a new astrological year. And so a lot of people who are on that wavelength really start to practice and make their intentions then. We do see a shift of coming out of the winter season onto the spring season, where things are much more fertile. The fruits and the seeds that we have planted in the year prior's harvest are now blooming into fruition. Now we get to see and enjoy all that we have worked hard towards, literally and metaphorically. So let's see what the cards have to say for this week. Again, hitting you up still with the Love Oracle of Eden, and a phenomenal black illustrated, black owned, black published oracle deck. Okay, you can get it the link below. This is I'm really bad with tarot names. The Art Nouveau, Golden Art Nouveau tarot deck that I'll be using. The Golden Art Nouveau. You should be able to get that. I did not get this on Amazon. Amazon does not ship out to Bali. I found this in a random store here, but you should be able to get it there. I want to say this is the Egyptian Oracle deck. The Egyptian Oracle deck did not come with the book. This is the Illuminated Tarot. I just got this week. It's called Tarot. It is not technically Tarot. It's 53 cards of a playing card system. And it's not really tarot-like whatsoever. But it is a cute playing card deck. It's pretty hefty. All right. You can use this to supplement your readings. I would say it is definitely for more experienced readers. Readers that don't necessarily need to rely on the symbolism on the cards. You kind of have to be really intuitively tapped in to just get this deck and be able to read people to filth as is. But I would just, you know, it does have a small booklet. Does have a small booklet, but very brief and quick meaning. So it's not giving you anything hardy. It's substantial for those newbies that absolutely need more guidance. So I will say that. But it's cute. It is cute. You know, I found it in our local bookstore, and it caught my eye last minute. And I said, why not? You know, I use cartomancy. I use the playing card deck usually just for myself and for ancestral readings for myself. I don't use it publicly, but this is really cute. It's colorful, and you know, you can get some meanings out of the illustrations. So I would rock with it for a bit. This is the Romani Oracle deck that I got from Etsy years ago. I don't know the full meaning. It did not come in a box, and it did not come with meanings. Okay, this is independently illustrated from someone on Etsy of Romani descent, and they have their own divination system. They have their own system. They not Romani as a people, but whoever illustrated this deck had their own system in mind when they created this oracle deck. It's not even called an oracle for them. I think it was just Romani divination cards. So this is really cool because it's very straight to the point. Small money, enemy, old woman, big money, you name it, you got it. So let's get into this reading. Sorry, you guys know whenever I start this video, people be blowing me up. So I definitely gotta, girl, this is, girl. Okay. So let's start with libations. Let's start with libations. Omi tutu tutu ile tutu la roye ona tutu. Very tutu. Tutu eshu. Tutu oshun. Tutu gungun. Those of the collective that are watching. Let me dry this up because I don't wet the floor too. So let's see. I'll be pulling a card for Monday the 6th and Tuesday the 7th, another card for Wednesday the 8th and Thursday the 9th, and another one for the weekend, Friday the 10th, Saturday the 11th, and Sunday the 12th. So Great Spirit, what is it that we need to know for Monday the 6th and Tuesday the 7th of this month? What is it that you wish us to be aware of and that you need to bring up? Okay, so 2 cards just flew out. All right, do we want additional feedback on this? Interesting. Okay, so the cards that flew out are the 7 of Swords. Let me see if you guys can get a better angle there. The 7 of Swords, a very sneaky trickster character, a very cautious, slyful the fox. I'm getting the image of a fox. So those that are in animal, use animal spirit guides or with animal energies, use animal totems or practice that. You know, get into the meaning of foxes. Because that's also an image that I had gotten earlier last week as well, but certainly one that's reappearing here now with the 7 of Swords. So with the 7 of Swords, let's just start off from scratch here. 7 of Swords can mean an array of things. Right now, it's starting off at the beginning of the week. It's giving, you've got your hands full. I mean, this month really, not just for me, but for a lot of people that I know personally on the island of Bali and back home in the States, it is a month of a lot of amazing things now coming up to the surface, whether it be opportunistic things, big victories, big wins, big celebration type energy, reason to celebrate, big signs of relief, but also inundated with work, inundated with responsibility, inundated with homework from Spirit. It's almost like this month was like, okay, you know, we are kind of transitioning out of winter. And so when you get into the spring, you get into warmer weather, you get into more sunlight, you get into more energy, you get into this momentum and this motivation to really do all the things that maybe you just didn't have the energy to do prior, because it wasn't really a time and a season for you to work. It was a time for you to rest. Now is the time to pick up the pieces and continue building what you had envisioned. But with the 7 of Swords, it is cautioning you not to do things for the sake of doing things. It is the work smarter, not harder card. Because when we talk about swords, we're talking about the elements of air, working with the elementals, working with the spirit of air, the heart of air. And air is connected with communication, with the intellect, with our mental health, with the way we communicate verbally and express our needs and ask for what we need. So with the Seven of Swords, you got a lot. You're inundated with a lot of responsibility. They're carrying like 7 swords. They're not even. They're dropping some behind them in a very slyful manner. And we'll get into the slide and the slickness for a second, in a moment. But first and foremost, you want to be very calculated. And you go, again, thinking about the prior videos of, you know, what we've been building up on, knowing that you need to now exhibit this air and this quality of regality, of leadership, of really operating from a higher self mentality. This is no longer thinking small, thinking beneath yourself, thinking big now, thinking from a space of possibility and expansion, thinking of what if, what would happen? I wonder how this can possibly enter my life to make me thrive, right? And not think in terms of limitation. And so when we're operating from that mindset, we now also need to admit that we can't just do everything ourselves like the Seven of Swords is doing. Okay, Seven of Swords could be someone who's extremely motivated to do it all. They're carrying all the swords, they're carrying all these ideas, they're carrying all these intentions. They're telling everybody, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They're telling themselves, this is what I got to do. Your to-do list could be looking off the chain right now, and not in the best way. It could be really looking absurdly ambitious. There's ambition, and there's, ambition without lack of clarity, without delegation, without direction. And so what the spirits are saying is that it's okay to want to do it all. It's okay to think and dream big, but there has to be a system to that. You can't just be doing it all by yourself. You need to implement some sort of a system, whether it's a time management system where you're filling in your calendar. Certain days I'm doing X, Y, and Z for 30 minutes. I'm blocking off 30 minutes, and these are my workout days. 30 minutes for education, 40 minutes for play, an hour to map out how I'm going to build a team for my business, an hour to learn this extra language, an hour to map out my marketing plan for launching my online sales or whatever, course, class, whatever you guys are doing. It can't just be you just kind of leading yourself blindly and you just doing whatever your mind tells you to do in the spare moment. There has to be a more calculated, precise, and strategic approach to your goals this week, because otherwise it will be sloppy. You will easily get distracted by the next ambition that you want to take on, or the next distraction that's happening in the media, in the entertainment world, or just easily getting, really forgetting what you were set and meant to do, what you were setting out to do, right? And so that's what we see with the Seven of Swords. Someone who's doing so much that he's dropping his responsibilities, or he is not doing it to the best of his ability, or he's cutting himself along the way. He's ultimately hurting himself with these sharp swords that are a metaphor for your mentality, and how sharp your mentality is, and how you're really taking this sort of next chapter, how you're navigating yourself in this next chapter. Are you really leading yourself with integrity? Are you really asking for the things that you want? Are you saying it with your chest? Are you doing it all yourself because you don't know how to ask for help, or you feel like you can't trust everybody, or you feel like no one is adequate enough to help you? You need to be mindful of that, because I really do feel like this momentum of nonstop is not going to stop for a while, right? We really started the year. And so there's a certain amount of sacrifice, whether it's you got to sacrifice your ego to really accommodate the bigger picture that's here at stake, because you're not being given all these responsibilities, and you wouldn't have these desires these ambitious desires for no reason. You're given all of this because it is a part of your destiny. It's a part of your purpose. It's a part of your legacy. It's a part of the stepping stone in the path of the Oz. It's a part of the yellow brick road that's going to take you to Emerald City. And without doing those steps, you won't be able to get there as fast as you can. But some of you think that you could get there pretty quickly by doing it by yourself. And again, Spirit is really saying that that is not the case. So although the Seven of Swords can be a very sneaky, slyful, foxful card, we got to be mindful that it's not always enemies that are lurking around the corner. It's us being our worst enemy. It's us being our own limitations through our mindsets. So you got to think again, number two, what are the mindsets, the belief systems, the habits, and the collective programming that has been ingrained in you? The beginning of the week, maybe you're noticing it, that's actually making you move slower. That's not helping you. And some of this may be like, I don't have enough money for this, or you got to really work hard to achieve this, or you need a certain amount of education to achieve this, or only certain girls, only certain guys, only certain people of certain status can do this. Or, you know, I don't have enough resources, education, equipment, to do this. Whatever the story is behind you, I implore you to reread your story and take a moment to internalize your story and really focus on what is the energy behind the story. Is it helping me? Is it limiting me? Is it limiting my character from really being the full version that it could potentially be? It's full actualized self, right? Am I cutting myself with my swords? Another thing that Spirit is bringing up to my awareness is watching the way you speak and the mannerisms of which how you speak about yourself to other people. Let's say you do run a business, or you're interested in running a business, or you're now stepping into that bold new territory of potentially creating something much more substantial, memorable, and impactful in your life from your gifts and your talents, right? And the way you speak about yourself to other people, it's, oh, yeah, I guess I teach these classes, and like, yeah, like, no, you need to really be bigging yourself up. You need to be gassing yourself up. You really need to be giving your own flowers, yourself your own flowers, right? Even if it feels like you're making it up, Spirit really wants you to get into the mindset of being a child again and living in this playful realm of the imagination, which is actually really real. It's another version of reality. We think this physical plane is the only version of reality that we can account for, when really there are just so many dimensions and spaces and places of realities that we tap in and out of on the daily, in our sleeps and in our waking lives. But we're taught to discredit that. And so Spirit is saying the imagination realm, the imaginatory realm, is very much a real realm. So even if you feel like you're making it up, it's not false in that realm. It is very real. And so the more you make it real in that realm, the more you can bring that energy onto the physical realm. And so they want you to, even if it's like you're making it up, you think you have to kind of fake it till you make it and gas yourself up now around people, please do so. You're advised to do so. You're again dealing with the element of air and playing with the elementals of air. See what blessings the wind brings you this week. You know, the wind is very much a spirit of its own. And so if you take a moment to just be silent and connect with the spirit of the wind and see, wind, let me talk to you, wind. Like, what you got? Like, what's the message for me? What's the sacred message for me? Like, or, hey, I got this situation. I need to be inspired. Can you bring me some inspiration, wind? And just like hold space and imagine that the wind is talking back to you. What would the wind say? And just play that sort of game like the children. Children are so heavily invested in the imaginary realm. It's so real to them because it is real. They see things that we cannot see. So really play with that. Play with your ideas. Play with the way you talk to yourself. Even if it's in the morning brushing your teeth. And like, the best example I can give, and she's a little bit self-deprecating, is Issa Rae in Insecure, when she's like brushing her teeth or rapping in front of a mirror and kind of giving that self-talk like, you got this. Or many of the times she'll say she don't got it or whatever. It'll be versions of herself talking back to her. Play with that, and play with that in the sense where you're bigging up your own energy, where you're expanding your energy, where you're gassing yourself up, where maybe you're talking to a parallel version of yourself that already has what you want and is already living the life that you want and has already succeeded in the business of what you want to launch in, or has the clients, or has the body, or has the perfect partner, or has the whole purpose set in tow. What would that version of yourself say to you? You know, what would they tell you? What would they advise you to do? What kind of energy would they be telling you to channel and project into this world? So that sort of energy, again, tapping into the wind, tapping into your ideas, even writing is very valuable for you guys this week. And I would, you know, these are the last weeks of the last year. These are the last weeks of the end of the year, excuse me, before we fully transition into the new astrological year at the end of the month, and it turns into Aries season. So what happens generally when we are at the end of the year? We have as a collective, we start accumulating new intentions for the new year, right? Or we start really reminiscing, like, here's my recap of the last year. And so I think a lot of you may be on that level emotionally or spiritually, where your body is just naturally getting you to recap things and to remind you of things that it's now time to let go. You cannot bring this into the new year because you're dragging yourself. You know, it's not beneficial. You're cutting yourself. And so we get that also with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card that also flew out for Monday and Tuesday. And it is a card of being guarded. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? You know, being guarded is almost as if you're anticipating the worst. And so you need to be mindful of that. 222 on my screen. Okay, you need to be mindful of your ability to create the future, to create your reality, and how you're creating it is through your anticipations. You know, you need to really just bank your faith on expecting the best to happen for you and demanding that the best should happen for you, because why not? It's your birthright. You didn't choose. I mean, you actually kind of did as a soul. But I was going to say, you didn't choose to live. You might as well make it your best shot, but you kind of did. So with the Nine of Wands, a lot of your shadow energy is coming out this week, okay? A lot of your shadow energy coming out. And here we're getting the whatever. We're getting the Zero card, which is talking about entering a space of pure potentiality, infiniteness, the void, which is, you know, we look at the Zero card in tarot, it's the Fool. So the Fool is a new chapter. It's a new beginning. You have no choice. Whether it's you guys are becoming parents, you're meeting the loves of your lives, you're entering into a new stage of your romantic partnership, your business is about to take off, you're about to launch a business, you're about to move, you're graduating, you're entering a new chapter of your educational journey. You're finally healing. You're coming to these massive realizations about yourself and about your power. In whatever way this chapter is now emerging for you, it can be very scary because maybe you're sensing it deeply on a cellular level. You know, we tend to be a little hesitant when we start something new and foreign, and we just don't know what to expect, right? And what does the mind do? The mind plays tricks on us. The mind wants us to expect the worst. The mind, my ear is ringing. So a lot of you guys need to listen to your spirits. Ow, it's ringing really loudly. So So I would also check in on the feminine, your feminine lineage, and whether or not you've inherited any energies from the women in your family where they are neurotic. And that's most of us, right? Where they're just neurotic, they're nervous for no reason. There's this anxiety because they have been trained, or through their life experiences, they've just experienced perpetual doom and gloom and disappointment and grief. But what Spirit is saying that you are your own baby. You're starting you're wiping the slate clean. Excuse me, I can't talk. You're wiping the slate clean, and those stories, those experiences, those energies don't have to be your own. You don't have to take that on. And a lot of us subconsciously take that on, and we're just ingrained with a certain way of thinking and a certain way of looking at life and a certain way of living life and certain rules we need to have and certain I can't do this because that's just not what society taught me. It's not what my parents expect from me. It's not what I expect for myself. And it's so subtle in everything that we do that we just don't realize it, right? And I think a lot of this is going to be popping up to your awareness this week, especially in the form of auditory intuition, in the form of clairaudience. So you may hear your ears ringing. So pay attention to what you're thinking when you hear your ears ringing, what's going on around you when you hear your ears ringing. Pay attention to maybe a massive energy or an emotion that you have been working through when your ears are ringing. Pay attention to what other people are saying around you, what sort of things you're watching, what comes up on your YouTube feed, what comes up on your TV, what your friends are talking about, what somebody texts you about, what your own thoughts are saying, that you think are in the form of your own thoughts, but could very much be your ancestors telling you something, right? Or your spirit guides telling you something. A lot of information is going to come through auditorily, okay? Or when you, maybe you might want to put on Spotify and ask the question and say, what's my divine message? And put things on shuffle and listen to the words of that song. Okay, what's my message? Rakata, the volcano song. Okay, this is so groovy though. The volcano song. You about to erupt, baby. You about to erupt, baby. Or maybe you need to work with Pele, the spirit. Okay, or it's like, ooh, sexual exploration, sexual potential. But whatever, you got it. I'm giving you guys some clues on how to work with this energy that's coming through. That was very loud. So if you guys want to get my attention next time, don't make it that loud because I thought like I was losing my hearing there for a second. So FYI, bing. Messages are everywhere. Signs are everywhere. Okay. Just get yourself out of the... Spirit says stop doing the most. You know why? Because they want to get your attention. And a lot of you guys are doing the work that Spirit should just be doing for you. All right? And a lot of you guys are not speaking. You're not using the elementals of air to speak what you want to the spirit realm so that they can bring it to the physical. You're like, oh, but how am I going to resolve this? I have this problem with this family member. I have this problem with this partner. I'm single. I need to do this for my business. I don't know how to get the resources. Just ask for that shit and then get out of your own way and wait for it to be dropped to you. Okay, in this new chapter, in this new realm, in this new dimension we are now being ushered into, because I think, honestly speaking, not to get too woo-woo with you guys, but this new energy of this new year, Aries season, or this month in general, just seems a little otherworldly. It seems very otherworldly. It seems like a massive portal is opening up. And those that get it, and they're going to be in that portal. And those that don't get it, it's okay. They can stay where they're at until they just wake up and can come join us on the other side. But I really do think that a lot of your spirits are trying to get your attention to be like, okay, this whole world is shifting. You're shifting. We got to get you guys ready. We got to get you guys working with the spirit realm in a way that is not new to this. You're true to this, but y'all are acting like you're not. So let's get you trained up, okay? Because it's very much a training. It's very much an initiation. It's very much go time. to get you ready for what's gonna happen on the other side of this portal, right? Another card that we're getting is Hermitage. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. It's about being a hermit. I don't necessarily think that, however, it's time to get back into hermit mode. I think it's time to finally step out of hermit mode. It's time to call in your right community. People you fucks with that are cool and Gucci on all levels. People that have done the work to recognize when they're triggered and not project that. People who are on a mission to elevate themselves, elevate the world around them, elevate the people on this planet. And people who are on a mission to create a new world, basically. For whatever niche you want to serve, for whatever cause you want to serve. But it's really massive, big energy. You will see a lot of unpredictable, crazy shit happening globally. Probably more UFO stories and things like that. A lot of resurrection of the ancient civilizations and the ancient civilization ways. If you're feeling called and led to go to any foreign areas, it's probably because you have a particular calling there from a past, a parallel life, of a time where you lived in an ancient civilization. You were a person of great status and great service there, and you need to reclaim your medicine in your travels. And so a lot of this hermitage is awakening and remembering the wisdom that's already within you. It's like a ticking talk bomb. And a lot of you guys, you know, on a soul level, you signed up to be dumb for a minute. You're like, okay, you know, I think I'm choosing to deliberately not be able to use all of my gifts until a certain point in my lifespan. And I think like at this age, things gonna pop off. And I think that's happening for a lot of you guys. I think now you're choosing to wake up and really start activating your gifts on a multi-dimensional level, activating the human gifts that you have here too, and really going hard, like really going hard with it. So yeah, you really can't be in your own way. So Wednesday the 7th, Wednesday the 8th and Thursday the 9th of March. Spirit, what is the message you want to relay to us? Wednesday the 8th, Thursday the 9th. This is a lot of cards, so let us not, because I already spoke for a long time. Let us get to here. Okay. Wednesday the 8th, Thursday the 9th. The Devil and the 6 of Coins. And what did it say? It said travel. Look, it said travel. Some of you guys need to start thinking about your travel area. So there's places like Egypt, Jordan, Ghana, Nigeria, the Caribbean, whatever. I would look into these places and start already looking into Google flights whenever it's feasible for you to travel. Start tapping into the energy of those places there before you even get there. Like, why am I feeling called? What does the spirit of the land of that area have to show me? What do I have to learn as a soul? Like, why is my soul leading me there? And start mapping out that place. Completeness. So in the middle of this week, these are just final homework Spirit wants you to remember. Ask for help. Get your community. Get out of your own way. Use the spirit realm. Use the elementals, whether it's through writing, speaking, praying, singing. But the Devil card is coming out as a shadow card, vice card. Saturn is in Pisces, or will be. Pisces lives in the land of illusion. That's why they're so psychic. They're swimming both in the non-physical and the physical realm. It's the duality of those two fishes that got them in and out of the water. the cosmic water, okay? Not literal water, cosmic water. So with the devil, it could be a time where a lot of your shadows, a lot of your vices will come out to play, okay? And this is not like a bad thing, okay? If you guys got your shit together, then that's even better. But you may notice toxic behaviors and patterns and thoughts ever more so apparent out in social media, in the people you hang around with or around your family. You're starting to see things from a higher perspective. You're starting to see, whoa, I escaped that, or I learned that. This no longer triggers me. Or wow, like I can't believe that one time I just didn't see that for myself. I was in that. I was participating in it. I just didn't see it. And now on the other lens, I don't want to say a more evolved individual, but one that has maybe worked out the kinks and the lessons that of what you had to learn. You can see things from a higher elevated perspective. You can see how that was maybe addictive or infectious or alluring for you at one point, right? And this could be, you know, the devil could be anything, like being enticed to get into an argument that you don't need to get in an argument about and draining your energy, or being codependent on people, being addicted to avoiding responsibilities, procrastination, laziness. Being a workaholic is a form of addiction. You know, things where you know you're doing it and you should not be doing it, but you're still doing it anyway. It's going to be more apparent. The toxic behaviors of people, they're telling me the parasites in the world are going to be more apparent. They're no longer going to be hidden. That the hidden Oz behind the green curtains, the one that's doing all the smoke and the mirrors, that's going to be more evident. Like even in the performances, not to get into the whole Illuminati thing, but the performances and the subliminal information of people in the entertainment industry, or what they're doing with our water resources and the oil and the toxins in the air and all that, it's just going to be more evident, right? So do what you will with that information. Because it's going to take a certain amount of mindfulness and discipline to navigate that internally for yourself and also externally. You can no longer take a blind eye to that. And so maybe some of you with the travel card, it is enticing you to maybe go travel to see other ways of life, to learn other ways of living and connecting with nature, or to potentially scope out where you may want to move temporarily or permanently. You know, also this is a time with the Six of Pentacles that we got here today in tandem with the devil, is not to give your resources readily away. Don't give them so easily out to people. You really need to be able to develop a high level of discernment. You know, are people taking advantage of you? Are they draining you? Are they trying to emulate you in any sort of way because they don't know who they are as their own identity? They don't possess their own spirit, right? That's the whole premise of my membership name, is we revere all these spirits and all these spirit guides and all these deities. But like, what about your own spirit? Do you know what that essence is? Do you connect to that? Do you talk to that? Do you feel that? Do you play from that space? Do you work that own magic? And so the middle of the week is about that, possessing your own spirit and guarding your spirit in a way that it doesn't have to be like on the defense, but you're hyper attentive to the exchanges that you take on a daily basis from the food that you eat. Is this nourishing my spirit, or is it depleting my energy? Is this person that I'm talking to, are they honoring the person that I am? Am I feeling this person too much? It shouldn't be like am I feeling you? It's like, or are you feeling me? It should be like, do you deserve me? Do you fit the criteria of that? And if you check off all the boxes, then good. But even if one box is not checked off, then no, we're not proceeding. Because the earth is plentiful, and I will meet another soul that matches everything that I need and more, right? Living on that sort of intentionality, living with that sort of command, you know, and using your power in that way. You will have plenty. You will have more than plenty with the Six of Pentacles. And you are also being forced, many of you not being forced, but pushed out to really lead and be pioneers in your own industry, or make your own industry by merging things that have not been merged before, or filling the blanks of a void that is much needed. Right? And so with that, you might meet people that are quite literally dealing with demons. They're dealing with interferences. And if you're not keen on what your weaknesses are and what your shadow is, then one shadow's gonna kick you with another, ain't it? It's gonna join a party. They're gonna mambo together. And so this is really about inherently knowing yourself, so that when you are called to step up and lead others in whatever capacity that may be, whether it's you're being a teacher, you're being a parent, you're doing a business, you're traveling and you're inspiring other people through your travel, whatever way, you're not roadblock, you're not side, ¿cómo se dice? Side swiped or whatever, and distracted by false energies, right? And so here we're getting completeness, which is also synonymous with the World, the Ace of Diamonds, which I think that might be the World card, but completeness. So it's like when you reach a certain level of elevation, it's not like you're ignoring your shadow side. It doesn't exist, or interferences don't exist, or these lower level entities don't exist. They're going to be even more apparent. It's just that you are no longer afraid of them or intimidated by them, or there's a less inclination for you to succumb to their powers, because you're just so rooted in your own power. That's where all of your faith lies, that's where all your energy goes, and so pouring back into yourself and your own power. That is like, okay, this thing is there, but like, just let it chill in the corner. Don't even come my way. Like, very nonchalant like that. This is the World. Again, it talks about travel. The World is also ending of a chapter, a celebration. You guys really should be doing some sort of, and then I know 5011, you're going to be like, but how do you do that ritual? I don't know. Go ask your spirits. Because I can, you know that I talk a lot. You know I'm going to spend 5 hours talking about these damn cards and 5 hours more talking about rituals. So maybe that's one thing we can get into my online membership. If you want to learn more about joining Possess Your Spirit, there's a link below. Got classes, got readings, got meditations, got ways for you to connect with your spirit, to learn how to open up your Akashic records, to learn how to clear money blocks, all of that fun stuff. But you really need to work with your spirit, and it's actually very easy. Just start through prayer, right? Start through prayer. Start through intentional conversation with your elevated guides. You don't even need to know what they are, but just ask them to appear for you in the purest form, and so on and so forth. But I really do feel like this is a not necessarily a resurrection, maybe a rebirth, maybe a resurrection. It's a new era. It's a birthday for you. It's just like, I feel like something has been stripped, and the real you is now being revealed. So you're going to be able to see people for what they truly are too. You're going to be able to see maybe some people were, are not who you thought they were. Maybe in your family, maybe in your friends, maybe, through the media, through entertainment, through politics, obviously. I don't think you will be surprised, because at this point, your level of discernment is going to be much sharper than it ever has been. So it's just going to be like, oh, well, thank you for revealing your true self. Let me now focus on what matters. Okay? But yeah, be selective on who you give your time and your energy to. Not just people, but again, are you Are you on your computer 7-8 hours a day looking at nothing? You know, could you take maybe an hour of that day and meditate and just spend or do some yoga, do something that is really, where do you get your energy from first and foremost? That's very, very, very important question, because a lot of people get their energy from other people. They this is why my ass is a cat, inside or outside, but I'm a cat, because a lot of people get their energy from other people instead of source, instead of the elementals like nature, the sun, source, God, goddess, creator, great spirit. They just leech, they're parasites, you know, they leech into other people. And so you need to be careful of that. And you also should be building up your own sort of toolbox of what gives you energy. Is it reading a great book? Is it eating a particular meal? Is it doing something out in nature? Like if I'm in the jungle, I am the happiest person on earth. If I'm lounging in the sun and literally getting that vitamin D directly on my skin, I am the happiest person on earth. If I'm around animals, butterflies, dragonflies, a river, an ocean, I am the happiest person on earth. So you need to know, like, what are the things that lift you up? What are the things that really make your soul sing and that replenish your energy? There's certain people that do fill you up in the best of ways, and some people that just no. Right? And so you need to think about that critically, because that's going to be very important for you in the months to come, or just for your life in general. So let us see what Spirit wants to tell us for this weekend. Friday the 10th, Saturday the 11th, and Sunday the 12th of March. What is the message here that we need to be made aware of? So this is, we're on Pisces season. You know, Pisces season is like OD psychic activity, OD dreams, OD intuition, OD senses. Okay, more on that later. I am coming up with, I'm in the process of creating a course on intuitive development and ancestral veneration. So you guys been looking to develop your intuition, finally, the right way to really learn how to work with your ancestors. Sign up, get a freebie. Sign up for a freebie below, whether it's downloading my free tarot workbook, guidebook, or the annual workbook. That will put you on my mailing list, and you will learn about that new course coming out shortly. But the reason why I said that is because we're getting the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Excuse me, the Page of Cups. And that is... So what Spirit's telling me is both ancestor and a prominent spirit guide that is coming through your dreams. Not only are they coming through your dreams, but they will send actual people into your life to give you a message. So pay attention, because that's not just for this week, that's for this month. Pay attention. Specific ancestor could be a granddaddy, could be a father, could be, it looks like it's a paternal person that has a lot of feminine sensibilities. Granddaddy, a father, a brother, just someone in your lineage that really, really just adores you and loves you. Sending you, they could just be sending like a hello, what's up, I'm here, let's take this conversation further. You know, you can ask anything you need of me, I'm here, but closed mouths don't get fed type of energy. Or they could literally be showing you a way to help you get out of your predicament. That's what they're telling me. They may be showing you what you need to do to get out of your predicament. Whatever, and they might not even physically show you. So even the essence, let's say you get a dream of someone and it's an ancestor, someone that you love dearly, boom, they show their face and it's a random 2-second dream. You wake up and you just feel the inclination, gotta buy some flowers, or I gotta go to their graveyard, gotta get some graveyard dirt, or I gotta do this and that. Take that as the actual message. Take that sensation and that inclination and that pull, that feeling to do something as the intuitive message too, right? Don't just rely on your dreams to give you the step-by-step procedure, because the dream might just be the ignition to lighting up the whole vision, right? And so you really take what you're given, but also in the form of a spirit guide. And it could be a spirit guide that works with water. It could be a spirit guide that maybe you just did. I think a lot of you are going to be presented with a spirit guide that you just didn't know. Another thing that, you know, it's coming up here again, and it came up briefly in my mind, came up in a dream. Excuse me. They're reminding me. It came up in a dream. Not everybody walking around you is human. Not everybody walking around you is human. Some people have spirits in them. Everybody has spirits in them, but some people are just like literal spirits, right? So you could just sense the soulless people walking around, soulless people, you know, that are possessed with something otherworldly, of an interference of a lower entity. And there's some people that are absolutely angelic, high, elevated forces of light. Some of you might encounter these forces of light, these people that are spirits in disguise. Okay, so that's why you need to be careful of how you treat others, and you know what you say to others and things like that. But Spirit is saying pay attention to the people that come into your life this week and this month. Some of them may be literally sent as messengers to this happened to me yesterday, actually, as messengers from the spirit realm to enforce a message into your brain. The message could be for you, the message could be for a family member, the message could be for your child, but it could be literally some sort of unpredictable chance encounter with someone that you just didn't really think much of, someone you didn't know. But the circumstance of your encounter leaves an impression on you, and it leaves a lasting lesson or a message. You'll know it when you come across it. And so a lot of you guys need to really be walking out into this world like for what it is, a supernatural world. And knowing that at any point, at any time, anything can happen to elevate where you're at right now. And so, yes, you best believe that a lot of your guides and your ancestors not only try to communicate through telepathy and through the dream realm and through divination and through, you know, physical instincts and sensations and thoughts, but they communicate through song and music. They communicate through nature. They communicate through sending other people that are going to get your attention if they can't get your attention as is. And so that's what's coming through. The end this weekend talks about death. So they're saying, although you may be going through massive transitions yourself, we are here to give you what you need. Okay, we are here to give you what you need. Just ask for it and then step aside and let us deliver. But you cannot dictate the way in which we deliver what you want for you. Okay, you can ask for what it is that you need, but the way that it is going to be given to you, that is left up to us. So that's important for you to know. So a lot of you guys are still undergoing an initiation, and most of the initiation is, how do I get myself out of the goddamn way? How do I relinquish this need to control everything and really step into my power as a person that lives in the spirit realm and who is a spirit and can work with the spirits for my benefit and the benefit of others? And just, you know, also working with the reality that everything is energy. So how do I start working with an energy in a more potent and beneficial way for myself and others, right? So death is transition, and them trying to help you with this transition. Death is them too. They are the dead. They are the spirits. And to build, I think for a lot of you guys, also what's coming is that your relationship with death will be shifting. It won't be as ominous and scary and doom and gloom. Like a lot of, if you guys are grieving, a lot of the grief may be actually alleviated through some sort of visitation that happens, or some sort of realization or understanding that they're not gone. They're just invisible now. Right? And so there will be a closer kinship with death for you happening this month. And not in a scary bad way, but in a very sacred, almost indigenous way. Right? And if you guys are feeling called to read any books on indigenous culture, as I'm looking at Braiding Sweetgrass, the book right now, I implore you to read that. If you have any sort of indigenous people in your lineage, maybe call upon them for assistance, or investigate more into that. Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords. So speaking with your chest. Again, this week deals a lot with communication and the elemental of air, which again is the invisible realm. The spirit realm. The spirit realm of communication, thought, telepathy. Right? Things that you cannot see, but they are very much real. Right? Thoughts are very much real, but you can't see them. Songs are very much real, but you can't see them. And so it is for the spirit realm, right? Final card here is prosperity. Prosperity. Spending lots of time with water. Spending lots of time with water. Spending lots of time with emotion. Doing things that elicit some sort of pure, happy emotion out of you. Whether it's listening to jazz, being out in nature, swimming, doing a spiritual bath, making different juices or things, talking about your emotions, going to therapy, hanging out with friends that you can laugh with. There's a lot of prosperity coming in. There are a lot of, you really need to, oh God. Sorry. Everybody and their mom wants to talk to me. Sorry. Okay. Speaking about prosperity, that was a very prosperous text right there. Something that I had been praying to get that is not easy to find on this island. Somebody was like, I got it. So cool. Things are going to easily be given to you. If you do not have it, if you do not have it or has not been easy for you to get it, I would take a sea salt bath, or I would literally try to be naked in nature, or take an herbal bath in nature. And I know that's not easy for a lot of you guys, so a spiritual bath will suffice. But really using the elementals to cleanse and purify your body right now. There is an urgency to get back to the earth and learn the ways of the earth. So again, those people that want to take herbalism, want to start composting, want to start growing things in their house. I don't care if you live in the projects, okay? You can put shit in an egg carton and start growing it and put it in the freaking barred window, okay? My childhood, all right? That's how we grew plants and things. We grew bell peppers and Bed-Stuy and some of the projects, child. Bell peppers, we grew cotton, we grew bay leaves, so crazy stuff that I just didn't understand was remedies that we're making from our culture and our people, but really fun memories anyway. try to make lemonade out of lemons is what I'm talking about. And any way that you can actually be directly involved with nature, please do so, because it's very beneficial. All of your instincts, your senses, your inclinations, your intuition, your psychic, the psychic energy is on another level. I would give yourself a psychic reading. I think I even said this before. If you want to get a reading, you should try and get a reading. On another level. Speak and it will be done. Speak well of yourself. Write things into existence. If you guys want a partner, write the attributes and the qualities. If you want a certain job, write the attributes and the qualities. If you want success for your business, write what that is. Write to your future self or channel your future self, right? No pun intended. So let's get a final message. Unity. Unity. U-N-I-T-Y. So unity for me is talking about collaborating with all essences of yourself. You're not just one person. You have a multitude of spirits in you and energies in you. The version of yourself that is the daughter, the version of yourself that is the lover, the version of yourself that is the goddess or the god, the version of yourself that is the leader, the version of yourself that is the student, the version of yourself that is the parent, the version of yourself that is the artiste, the muse, the version of yourself that is the healer. How can they coexist? How do you acknowledge all of these entities living inside of you? Is giving very much Split, M. Night Shyamalan Split, I think, but not spooky. We're not talking about spooky. We're talking about merging these entities into one and actually acknowledging them and recognizing when they want to talk and when they want attention and what they want to be expressed from you. And what have you been ignoring? Maybe you've been ignoring the muse inside of yourself. You've been ignoring your inner priest. You've been ignoring your inner child. You've been ignoring your inner boss, your inner leadership, your inner emperor, empress, your inner hermit. You are the creator and the destroyer. So what do you know of that, of yourself? Which of these entities within you have been exercised and practiced and expressed, and which of them have been repressed and suppressed and are now longing for acknowledgement and recognition, you know? And how do we now tie them in together? Cool shit. That's for you to do. Come back with the homework. Kids, this was so much fun. I hope to see you next week. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and share with your homies. And I can't wait. If you want to join me and work with me through Possess Your Spirit, you can do it down below. I'm about to announce all the offerings for this month coming soon. Also, please follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Tatianna Tarot, and TikTok. At Tatianna Tarot with 2 N's. All right, I will see y'all real soon. Ciao.